What does your perfect 24 hours look like? Are there blue skies? Are you sitting in the sun? Are you sitting in the shade? Are you with your amazing friends and surrounded by your family? Do you have your children by your side? Do you have a partner there? Are you having amazing sex or eating some really great food? Are you working for your dream or working for somebody else? Or are you not working at all and still making money? Are you feeling joy, peace, bliss, calm, happy, excitement? How is it that you want to feel in your perfect 24 hours?
Welcome to Balance Tips Tuesday. I'm Amira, your podcast host and the author of Goal Setting 101. This podcast is all about balancing your goals with everyday life. Are you ready? Let's explore what balance is to you.
You know, your perfect 24 hours doesn't have to just be a dream. It could be something that you bring into your daily and weekly life. You just have to make the choice to continue taking steps towards that dream self. And today we're going to be talking about getting clear on your dream self so that you're able to make decisions to get there. And I know that every single person listening to this is not thinking, but Amira, I don't want to make a change. I'm happy with who I am and I'm comfortable. I know that none of you are thinking that because you wouldn't be listening to this and you wouldn't have found my page if you were comfortable with who you are and you didn't want to make any changes to get to where you want to be in the future. Knowing who you dream to be in the future or knowing your ideal self helps you keep the vision in mind of where you're going. Your dream self can be whoever you want it to be. If you think that your dream self would be happy under the covers every single day, staying within your comfort zone, then kudos to you. That is your dream self, and that's what I want to help you get towards. But I don't want to help you get towards this vision that you've created based on what you think other people want for you, because that's not going to actually bring you the feelings that you want to feel. It's just going to make you stressed out and pressured to work towards a purpose that is not aligned with your vision. When you identify who your ideal self is, it becomes, I don't want to say really easy, but it becomes more clear what you need to do to get towards your ideal self. Even if you have a dream self where you're not exactly sure which steps to take next, then you can always hire a coach or follow somebody who is on the same path as you and work together towards reaching your next levels, because there will always be somebody or something that will present itself on your path when you are so sure where you want to be in the future. There will be things that will come to you that you wouldn't even be expecting because you're clear on where you're going and you're attracting back what you need to get there. Last week I talked about adaptability. So even when you have your dream self and you have a plan of getting towards your dream self, it's important to be adaptable and make changes along your plan to get there so that you stay open and you also solve problems creatively. So when things come up, you're not just like, I'm stuck, don't know what to do. You go looking for solutions to your problem because you have in mind the vision that you know where you're going, and this one little roadblock is not going to stop you. So I want you to have a Word document or a notes folder where you're just going to write down things about your dream self. So if you have an idea for your future, you're just going to go and dump it in this folder. If you know your feelings that you want to feel, you're going to go put it there. If you have your perfect 24 hours, I want you to write it down in that folder or in that Word document. And lastly, if you know your 10-year plan, so where you're going to be 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 1 year from now, and 6 months from now, if you know that, I want you to write that down. And I want you to keep this in a document that is on your phone or computer that I know you're always going to have access to go back and reflect on. but that you're not going to be looking at every day or every month. Because your dream self, you know your purpose inherently, and you don't have to look at it every day. I personally feel when I look at my big goals every single day, I become very overwhelmed because I can't see the distance between where I am right now and where I want to be in the future. But when I look at my goals for the week, I can clearly see that, okay, my current self is actively taking steps on my goals. Big picture, overwhelming. Small picture, small steps, more clarity, more ease. After I wrote up my 10-year plan, I'm officially 2 years into it. After I wrote it out, I have looked at it 1 or 2 times since, because I inherently know what my 10-year plan is, and I don't need to be looking at it every single day. The other little things that I want you to consider without writing them down, but just thinking about them, is think about what your morals and what your values are, because those play a huge part in the decisions you make to get to where you want to be. Because sometimes we can make decisions that hurt our morals to get to our future self faster. But it's important to know what your values are and what you won't do to get to your future self. So I talk about this all in the Goal Setting 101 ebook in extensive detail, but I want to bring back the concept of the current self and your ideal self. And goals are what's bridging the gap between your current and your ideal self. So all the steps you're going to take should be moving you towards your ideal self or your dream self. And it's important to note this because when we make decisions every single day, it's sometimes hard to know exactly what you need to do to get to your future. A rule of thumb that I like to use is balancing my current needs and my future needs. So if I know that doing something right now is going to harm me so much that it won't be helpful for my future, then I'm not going to do that thing. But if I see the value in working on this thing and maybe being a little more tired because my future self will feel so much better, then I'm going to put in the work. So it's all about balancing the needs of your current and your future self, knowing that you're doing things for your future self, but you're also feeling good in the moment and finding joy along the journey. Because so often we get stuck in one of the two. We focus on what feels good in the moment only, and we don't work towards our dream self, or we focus on just the future and just the hard work and just the hustle, that we don't even feel good in the moment. And when we get to where we want to be, we're going to be like, why did we do this? We don't even feel good. So it's really important to balance the needs when you're making decisions in your goal setting journey between your current and your ideal self. And that is almost a wrap on season 3 of Balance Tips Tuesday. Next week's episode will be only a podcast episode, but I will be posting about it on my social feeds as well, where you can listen to me talk about how to embrace change, because I think that's so important right now. And with springtime and moving from spring to winter and transitioning and making all the changes that are happening in our lives right now and that are always happening in our lives, I think it's important to talk about it, to express our needs and our concerns around changes, and to have comforting words in times of change. So comforting words are coming at you next week.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Balance Tips Tuesday. Please like, comment, share, and leave a review. Anything helps, and I'm so grateful for every person listening right now. Remember, balance is not symmetry. What balance looks like to one person will feel totally out of balance for someone else. Tune in every week for new insights on how you can view goal setting in new ways to reach goals that you have struggled with in the past. Let's get you back in touch with your natural flow. You can explore this method of goal setting in the Goal Setting 101 ebook. Click the link in the comments of this episode to get the first 2 chapters free. See you next week. I hope you have a great week ahead of you.